Hey everybody, Jason from Joyful Noise. Just got another book review here I want to do with you. So it's Mediations on Violence from Sgt Roy Miller. Good book you want to pick up. Can be on Amazon, wherever you can get it at, Barnes and Nobles. Good book on violence. So it's another book review that I'm doing. So Sergeant Miller, he's a 40-year martial arts expert. He's been in martial arts for 40 years. He's also a career corrections officer. He's sergeant, and he was a trainer in corrections for many, many years. I can kind of relate with him. I've been in corrections for the last 24 years, so some of the stuff that I've read in here reads true, exactly what he's saying in here. So a good book if you want a good book on violence, on, what is actual violence, check out this book. He's actually seen real violence. Inside of a prison is kind of like a world inside of a world. No one really knows a lot about it. We see it in the movies and stuff, but it's not like in the movies. But the things that happen in there are something that the outside world really doesn't see. You don't see news reports on it and things that happen. So a lot of violence that happens in there, and it's true violence because of the criminals and the types of people that are in there. It's true violence. So I'm just going to kind of go through some bullet points here that he talks about in the book here. So one of the things he talks about is who are the real experts on violence. So, you go to a martial arts trainer or even a firearms trainer or whatever it is. Are they actually an expert on violence? What kind of upbringing do they have? What kind of things have they seen? So be cautious of the people that you get training from. What you're going to get, is it actually something that's going to work on true violence? Have they seen true violence? Do they know what true violence is? So something to think about there. So real fighting is not like in the movies. It's not choreographed like it is in the movies. Not at all. True violence. You can go on YouTube a lot of times. John Correa at Active Self-Protection, a lot of his videos, you can see what true violence looks like. It's not like in the movies. It's kind of ferocious. So check that out. Some things also he talked about, like in karate. Karate's core is to do damage. That's what he says in the book. Like I said, that's not what I say, but that's is in the book. So he talks about karate's core is actually, it's designed to do damage. But when you go to a karate school, you can't really do damage to the people that you're, working with, the other students, because no one will go. Everyone will be, damaged up. But real violence has no rules. So think about that. The real violent criminal, he doesn't have a rule, but the training you have has certain parameters and rules that you have to go off of, because people don't want to get hurt in training. So be careful of that. He also talks about the OODA Loop a little bit. You can research OODA Loop a little bit. Some other people have got videos out there to get you to understand what it is. It's basically a decision cycle of the process of the mind, of decisions that you make. And in that OODA Loop cycle, a lot of people, it'll slow you down when people are being attacked or violence is being used against them, and you'll stop and you ask, why? Why is this happening to me? Well, it doesn't matter why it's happening to you. You're just taking up time, okay? And you're wasting time, so you need to get into the fight, all right? And you need to get into a survival mindset. This is another thing that the book talks about, being in a survival mindset. So even if you're shot, you're hurt, you're injured, you just don't stop, okay? A lot of people that have died from gunshot wounds or have been killed because they've been stabbed or shot, a lot of them die because they give up. Because they think in the movies, we have it in our mind, the movies, oh, you get shot one time, you get thrown across the room, you're dead. It's not how it works. So if you're ever shot, stabbed, hurt, don't give up, keep fighting, okay? Don't stop. Talks about the flaws of martial arts in here, martial arts training, and some of the flaws of martial arts training is we pull punches. When you're in training, you don't punch or you don't use the technique as hard as you're supposed to, because in training we don't want to hurt each other. So it's a tough thing to try and figure out. So you got to be careful not to get into that pulled punch, to get into that technique, and then you're not going to use your full force when you actually need it. One way around that he talks about is using a lot of heavy bags, things that you can actually punch at full speed. Don't just spar with other people that you're not going to punch at full speed. Okay. Talks about having a go button. Have it in your mindset of when somebody touches me or something happens, I've already got it set in my mind. I have that go button, and I've determined what situations I'm going to have my go button on. And that go button, when you go on somebody, you attack them as hard and ferociously as possible to break contact, to get off and get away from them, okay? Violent action trumps technique, he talks about. Basically like a shock and awe. If you come at somebody so hard and so fierce, sometimes no matter what technique they have, they're going to be able to overpower. So just things to think about. It's a good thing to be able to educate your mind, get these books, read on them, always continue your education and get different ideas from people. And you learn a lot of things, and I've learned a lot from this book. So make sure you check that out. Mediations of Violence from Sgt Roy Miller. All right. So this is Jason from Joyful Noyz, reminding you, you need to train to live, live to train. See you guys out there.